so we're headed west again. Yeah, me and Jeremy are headed out. Jeremy's got a couple tags, and yeah, we're hoping to fill a Kansas tag and a Nebraska tag. And if we tag out, maybe we'll get, what is it? Another one in Nebraska.
Yeah, you can get a whitetail tag and a mule deer tag. You can't shoot 2 mule deer at or 2 mule deers. But you can shoot a whitetail and mule deer.
So we're going for blood. So yeah, we got about 10 hours. We're gonna get out there probably. I don't know. It's gonna be after dark. We're not really gonna have a chance to really glass or hunt tonight, but probably yeah, get at it in the morning. So yeah, super excited. Yeah, hopefully we can get a bunch of deer.
That's rough.
That is so tough. Good morning, guys. It is November 10th, first day of the hunt here. We got about an hour drive to the piece that we're going to be hunting this morning. So, yeah, just getting ready to head over there. So, yep, we're dealing with a little bit of a sprained ankle here. Just before I came out, sprained it. So hopefully, yeah, that thing will hold up. We're gonna brace it up real good. And yeah, pretty excited. Yeah, hopefully we can get into some deer and stuff like that. Huh? Oh, there's another one. That gotta be a buck. We're headed back to go glassing. We're ready just since we drove in here and looking around. We're probably, I don't know, maybe 300 yards from the truck. We saw probably close to 10 deer by now. So it's a really good sign they're moving, but we're gonna get on top here and see if we can spot something. He's a bird of deer. I'd probably shoot him on the last day. back out to the truck. How many miles did we go, Jeremy?
Let me check.
We put a good little hike on. That buck went over on the private, and yeah, we didn't see him again. So we pulled out. We're gonna go check out some other
6 miles.
other stuff. 6 miles. Nice little hike for this morning and this afternoon. So we're gonna see if we can. Yeah, we're gonna go check some ground, see if we can find someone there. Dude. That didn't take long. We checked this piece out. And yeah, it took like 5 minutes. We didn't see a deer, so we're gonna go back to the spot we were this morning. But yeah, it's almost dark. We're not gonna have much time at all, but see if we can at least turn something up. We have like 25 minutes, I think, and we just spotted 2 bucks out here. They act like they're getting ready to fight or something. They're probably, I don't know, what do you think, 1,000 yards off?
Probably.
We might be able to sneak down there. I don't know. It's wide open alfalfa field, or like cut wheat field, but
Let's go.
we gotta try. Yeah, there was just no way to get close enough to him. There was a couple nice bucks, one really nice one, and I don't know, probably 15 does or so. So yeah, there wasn't really a way to get close to him. So I don't know. We might head to Kansas from here. I'm not sure yet. And maybe come back in a week at the beginning of gun season. We're still not sure, but that's gonna be a wrap for the first day. Definitely. Yeah, it's a really good day. Saw a lot of deer.
I know. We drove around a little bit today, but like from the public, I'd say we saw 75 deer today. Yeah. Yeah, we saw a beast on private. We got a video of it, we'll show it to you then. But
we peeked over the ridge and our suspicions were confirmed. There was a hot doe down in the ravine, but the only bucks we could see were young bucks, and none of which we wanted to give a ride in the back of the truck. We kept an eye on the 4 deer in front of us, but also scanned the surrounding gullies and canyons, searching for any other muleys that might be bedded down for the afternoon. We didn't have long to wait. We'd soon spotted a buck about 1,000 yards away, bedded back in a canyon in the shade. It was hard to tell exactly how big he was, but with the wind in our favor and a steady breeze blowing, we decided we were going to find out. As hunters, we respect the game we hunt and do our best to make every shot a quick and lethal kill. But as with anything in life, things don't always go as planned. These animals are tough, and this old boy was no different. Let's just say that by the end of this hunt, we had a couple less arrows in working condition.
Dude, you drilled him. Yep, there you got him. Dude, that is a fun. Big deer. That's a good deer. That's a really good. He's bigger than I thought he was. Yeah. And dude, we had no idea the other deer were even here. The other doe was right behind him. You almost hit her. I never seen it. Well, the other little bumpers are like right here. He just stepped over. He was like, what is going on? It's crazy. You shot over him the first time. No, I shot below it. Oh. So I dialed my yardage up a little bit. The second time I spined him. Yes. He's down though. That's the main point. Yes, let's go. First day, Kansas. Come on. He was bedded, and he stood up, and I dialed my yardage up a little bit because I couldn't get a really good range because he was like in weeds and stuff, so I dialed my yardage up, and second shot I spined him, he went down right there. And then I put like 2 more arrows in him, and then we just slowly started working our way down that canyon, and we found another decent one. He wasn't really big, but nothing this big. And then we were sitting there watching him, all of a sudden we saw this other one over on the other ridge, or down the canyon.
It's a lower one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little dink. Probably smelled the dough or something.
Alright guys, so we had quite the day here, our first day hunting in Kansas. We came to this public piece and we hiked back in a while, and we saw these deer. I think it was these deer over way across like 2-3 miles out in some ag fields. So we came up, circled around, got in front. They went off the ag fields and came down into these canyons, and we circled back around them because our wind was blowing right to them. And we found some of the deer that we saw earlier, and we were watching them, and then we spotted this one right up here in this draw here. So we made a stalk and didn't make the best shot on him, but we got it done. So on to the next state, I guess.
Yep, that's awesome. Great job, dude.
Got it packed up. We're heading out. So yeah, super exciting, super awesome. Really good deer. So yeah, I'm trying to think, what time is it? don't know, it took us probably an hour or so, a little while to get it worked up, so probably have a 1,000-yard hike out. It's not too bad. Great job. Is that public? Since Jeremy tagged out on the first day, we decided to stay in Kansas a few more days to hunt with Josh and Jimmy. They both had tags as well. Josh and Jeremy went to one area, and Jimmy and I went to another, trying to find a big old Kansas muley. We drove along the roads, checking cornfields and little gullies and canyons. Often, the deer were on private land, which we couldn't hunt. But finally, about mid-morning, Jimmy and I spotted a buck on public as he was going to his bed right beneath a cliff. We watched him for a bit, tried to make a stalk on him, and then decided to back out because the wind wasn't in our favor. We backed out to the road again and found the buck bedded down right under a cliff. This was good because the wind was in our favor, and we figured that we should be able to slip down right on top of him. So we drove back down the road a little ways, found a parking spot, and hiked around the top. Unfortunately, with it being as windy as it was, the mic on the camera didn't pick up much of what was happening. So we made the stalk up and over the top of the mountain and dropped down right behind where this buck was. We slipped down to the edge of the cliff and looked down and didn't see him or the doe he was with. We weren't sure what to make of it, but apparently they had moved. We laid there for probably nearly an hour, watched the doe feed down the draw, but no sign of the buck. After not seeing anything, Jimmy decided to slip over and check a little finger of a gully that went back a little further than where we were. As he eased over there and peeked over the edge, he saw antler tips, and immediately knew that was the buck we had come in after. The deer had moved in the time that we had stalked in. Well, as Jimmy went to draw his bow, his shoulder popped out of joint, and his finger hit the release, sending the arrow about 10 feet in front of the buck. There was nothing we could do about it. The buck stood there for only a little longer and then ran off. I guess that's just hunting. You win some, you lose some. For the evening hunt, we went back to the place where Jeremy had killed his buck the previous day, hoping that we could catch some deer going from the canyons up to the ag fields again. was really windy. We didn't really get on any deer. So we're going to go tonight. This is the last evening I'm going to be hunting with them. I think they're going to hunt yet tomorrow morning. And yeah, hopefully we can get it done. Yeah, I don't think we're holding out for anything super big, but yeah, hopefully we can get it done. It should be a really pretty evening. I think the wind's dying down, so see. Yeah, buddy. You smoked that thing.
I mean, an absolute giant.
We spotted them off the road, and Jimmy is working on stalking them. They're kind of moving off really slowly. I think the buck's bedded, so possibly he can get close enough for a shot. I don't know if she's looking. But yeah, I don't know. They're pretty alert. I'm just trying to sit still and film it from up here. I think Jimmy's slowly creeping down, so. Hopefully we can kill it. not exactly sure what happened, but they ran off. I don't think he hit him. If he shot, which he was in some really tall grass, I don't know if he got a shot or not, but bummer. We sat here for 2 hours trying to get closer to him, and yeah, really big deer, like really nice, but suckos, that's mule deer hunting. So I think we're done in Kansas at this point. They're gonna head to Nebraska for the weekend, so. Okay, so what happened is, she went to draw back. They were at like 75 or 80 yards, and shoulder popped out again. So yeah, that's not good at all. A shoulder injury or whatever, but yeah, they left. They're way gone. So yeah, we're gonna meet up with the other guys and yeah, see what's happening. Okay, so we're headed to Nebraska. We are actually in Nebraska again. Finished up in Kansas here this morning. Almost got that big deer killed, but yeah, it didn't work out. So we're waiting on a train to finish crossing. So yeah, should be a good night. Nebraska here again, back at the piece we got in earlier. There was a small buck and a doe that came up pretty close. And then we looked over after we walked a little further. There's a really nice buck and some does over there, so I don't know, I think they're kind of headed away, but I don't know, we still have a good hour of daylight, so we're just set up by this pivot right now. We didn't even make it up to the round wheels, we figured to. Guess we'll see what shows. There's deer tracks everywhere, so hopefully something rolls through.
That was a tough one to watch. He had come in almost perfectly, but it just hadn't quite come together. Thankfully, he wasn't injured. But watching that huge rack disappear up and over that hill, well, that was tough to watch.
Okay, so we missed that buck. It was at about 50 yards, and he shot for 40. And
As we glassed that morning, we saw quite a few more hunters than we had previously in the earlier part of the week. We hiked to the back side of this public piece and eventually spotted a group of deer, a couple does with a decent buck. We weren't in a position to make a stalk or a shot, so we watched and waited to see what their next move would be. In the meantime, someone else started shooting at the buck that was in the group. He hit the buck, but it wasn't a fatal hit. As it turns out, the fellow that was shooting at this buck was the same guy that we had met the previous evening. We got in contact with him and, long story short, helped him locate his buck so he could slip in for a finishing shot.